This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
When there are times where I should be eating my crow, where I should be saying to myself, man, I was so wrong about this, and I think a lot of us were wrong about this, and we're talking about Zack Baun at linebacker. We're going to look at tape. We're going to talk about his past, even with the Saints, and how the hell did they find him? How did Fangio just get him signed, and look what he's turned out to be? And we're going to be going over Mekhi Becton as well, because Mekhi Becton was a low-risk, high-reward move that comes to Philadelphia at 25 years old on a one-year deal as our starting right guard. And look what he did in that Packers game. He was perfect. We're going to go over all that, so let's get into it.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. I hope everyone's enjoying their weekend where the Eagles are 1-0 and we're sitting back watching the rest of the division, and we're watching the rest of the NFL play out their games of week one and sitting nice and comfortable as of right now. Now, we really have to go over a couple players, which I talked about Zack Baun, which I talked about Mekhi Becton, what they bring to the table, because I think these are two guys that were really being tested from this first game. Now, we do know about the offseason program. The defensive guys got a lot of work. Okay, they got a lot of work, or at least they have had a series of reps in the preseason. But offensively, offensive linemen have had a lot of work, but starters haven't really played that much of the preseason games. Mekhi Becton, I think, played a little bit, which he kind of had to, because there was somewhat a right guard competition coming in with Tyler Steen not being able to stay healthy, being hurt like 2 times. And Mekhi Becton has seemingly been like the best backup, not only for right guard, but it could have been right tackle, left tackle. He could play at all 3 of those spots. At 6'7", 360 pounds. Yeah, I mean, Jeff Stoutland has turned this man around. We're going to get into the tape. And before we get into the tape, this video is sponsored by BetUS, and this is a word from our sponsors. If I'm the betting man, and I am, and you're rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles, this is the redemption year for Jalen Hurts. This is the year we get the bad taste out of our mouths from last season. If I'm going all in, ride or die with a Super Bowl and bringing that Lombardi trophy back to Philadelphia for a second time, you need to go to BetUS, and I'm not wasting any time with it. I'm putting $500 down as the risk and getting $7,000 back at the end of the year, because this offense is going to be explosive. This defense by Vic Fangio is going to be dynamic. A 150% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 with code YouTube150. Click the link in the description below. Start betting and start winning. All right, so here we go. First on our list is going to be Zack Baun, because Zack Baun, and this is the crazy thing, okay? Zack Baun was a third-round pick in 2020, okay? We talked about this in the past, not really knowing how good he was going to be. And so far, the Eagles really need to, I don't even know, if he keeps playing like this, okay, from the statistics from this game on Friday night. I mean, 15 tackles, 11 solo, and 2 sacks. Okay, he had that stupid roughing the passer penalty on Jordan Love, which was really dumb. Hit the quarterback in the chest, and still got the penalty for roughing the passer. This was a role player for the Saints last year, a role player that was a edge rusher transition to a linebacker. He had a couple picks last year. Zack Baun is strictly just trying to get a bigger paycheck, okay? We all know this. He's on a one-year deal. He's getting a big opportunity here. But the question I have for you is this, okay? How did they know this guy was going to do this? How did they know? How did Fangio know he was really going to produce? I got to say something. Fangio knows how to get talent for his style of defense, off coverage, 3-4, multiple scheme, disguising coverages. He can get a guy like this that can run sideline to sideline. He can get a guy that goes in the hole, takes a big hit, change direction, and can go after another tackle. I mean, he was all over the field, guys. It was almost like I was surprised, to be honest with you, as we all went into this game thinking that the defense was going to go through its growing pains and the offense was going to be lights out. But it was the complete opposite. Even Zack Baun on the coverage on the Reed Blankenship interception. Like, Zack Baun's playing as a linebacker, middle of the field, and he just runs backwards so fluidly with his body. He doesn't turn around too slow. Like, he moves really well. And let me tell you something. This guy's not afraid of hitting somebody. This guy is not afraid of taking somebody down. I was eating my own words because I'm sorry, but I didn't hear much about Zack Baun. I don't know if these beat writers are caring about the linebacker position or they're caring about certain guys, but I'm kind of getting tired of not hearing about players for so long, just like Josh Sweat. Like, why don't we hear about Josh Sweat all the offseason program? So it's mostly all about the skilled position, the wide receivers. I don't know. I just feel like some of these other players are getting no love from these offseason programs. And Zack Baun has been talked about really since the first introductory press conference for Vic Fangio. The first guy he talked about was Zack Baun. I didn't know why. Out of all the guys, he's talking about Zack Baun. And now we know why. Sideline to sideline, a wrecking ball, okay? He's a linebacker, and guys, because of the good coaching behind it, and obviously Bobby King is the linebacker coach, he has produced Pro Bowlers. That Shire kid from Tennessee, he's produced him as a big signing for another team this past offseason. So he's a coach that's been coaching over 8 years to 10 years in the league. So you have a nice positional coach that knows how to coach these linebackers up. But with Vic Fangio behind this whole entire thing as the mastermind now, we're actually getting the most production out of linebacker we've ever seen. Yes, Mekhi Becton had a great game. Obviously, couple of his coverages weren't that good, but the linebackers were flying. The blitzes were fantastic. And I got to say, like, the corners were playing fast off the ball obviously when the Packers were in the short throwing game. I thought it was great. Zack Baun, I get more happy and happy each time I see it. So if he actually plays like this for another 5-6 games, what do you do here? I'm sorry, okay? Devin White might not even play, even if he comes back, because Mekhi Becton is just doing really well right now. And with Zack Baun doing what he's doing right now, if he plays like this another 5 games, I don't know if you can wait till at the end of the season to really do anything with him. I honestly don't know if you can wait that long to re-sign him. Or you know what? Him and his agent might say, you know what, Zack Baun, you're probably going to end up getting more money if you wait, because the Eagles are just trying to sign you early to get you on a cheaper price. Okay. I don't know what's going to happen here. A big re-sign candidate at linebacker, I think they definitely need it. Obviously, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. we're very excited about, but you can't do, and this isn't a bad team, guys. I mean, this isn't a bad team. This guy could pass rush. We talk about the edge rushers. They were lining up Zack Baun as an edge rusher, okay, as well when they needed help. And let me tell you something. The guy could just go. I mean, he is going for the tackle every single time. I mean, he has to, obviously, but, theoretically, yes. But his movement, and I think the one thing that we haven't had with these linebackers is, good eyes. Like, he fits in those gaps really well, like this one right here, where he's patiently waiting with his eyes. He doesn't get tricked. How many linebackers that have not been coached well in Philadelphia, like Nate Gary and some of these other ones we've had, Alex Singleton we've had in the past, and like they get tricked over trick plays. Their eyes just deceive them so much. They don't see things before they happen, and it seems like Zack Baun is just on point at every single moment when it comes to his coverage, when it comes to him tackling A+ and that. It's really, really amazing, guys. I'm very happy with Zack Baun, what he's done so far, and it's just getting more exciting by the day of this might be the guy. This guy looks like an upgrade over TJ Edwards. In my opinion, I think it's there. This is your best coverage guy. This is your best linebacker, I think, period, right now. We haven't seen Devin White in a game yet. Mekhi Becton, like I said, has whiffed on a couple of these coverages, but as a downhill guy, very good. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. didn't get a chance to play in this game as a starter, mostly special teams, but excited for him to produce. How much how much you going to put on Jeremiah Trotter Jr. as a late round pick? Okay, you're not trying to put that much pressure on him, but that's a guy that can take a lot of heat. Okay, especially who he is and what his last name is already enough pressure as it is on him. So Zack Baun, what do you guys think? I don't think, like, I know it's the first game. I know I'm literally foaming out the mouth right now, but this is I'm salivating. I'm like smelling the sizzle of the steak. Like I can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? So it sounds ridiculous, but when you see linebackers play well, it's very rare for us. How can you not be excited to see these guys flying around, to see this secondary flying around like they did on Friday night? So I thought that was fantastic. That was Zack Baun for you. Like I said, a third-round pick that wasn't used correctly. They just signed him randomly, and we were just like, over the signing. It was like, it's a linebacker, whatever. But it is turning out to be one of the biggest signings we've had this past year. He plays like this for another 5 games. Just going to say they can't skip on this opportunity with him. Now we're going to be going over Mekhi Becton. Okay, there were some times Mekhi Becton, obviously, like I said, we already know what he was becoming before coming to the Eagles as a first-round pick. Played left tackle, right tackle. I think they switched him from left tackle. The Jets switched him from left tackle to right tackle. He coming to the Eagles, I think what everybody is starting to really appreciate is the culture of the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, the culture is what's been really important. Why they feel more as its family there, and willing to take time on players. And you have the best offensive line coach in the league. Okay, Mekhi Becton was a low-risk, high-reward signing with first-round talent, and really it was really up to Jeff Stout to really get those abilities out there. Okay, the one question was, can the guy stay healthy? We had that little bit of an injury scare with the leg injury where he had the leg sleeve, so we thought like he was hurt for the rest of the season. Thank God he wasn't. But at 6'7", 360 pounds as a right guard right now, and guys, I've talked about this a million times. I said to myself, holy shit, this is a guy right now, okay, that could become the right tackle after Lane Johnson retires in a couple years. And who knows who could play right guard? It could be Trevor Keegan. It could be Tyler Steen in a competition at that point once Lane Johnson retires. This is another big re-sign candidate after this year. I mean, you're going to have to. You can't just let a guy go like that after this year, okay? How much can a guy get paid after 1 year? I don't know, but look what he did in this game. From his pulls to being physical, he dropped Kenny Clark on his ass a couple times, and that's a good player right there. Good player, fantastic player. Don't throw a stick at this Packers defense. There's some good players on that line, and I got to say, ever since he got put in, look at that. I mean, did you see him deplete that linebacker? I mean, Jesus, you can't skip an opportunity like this. It just makes it more exciting. And to be honest with you, Mekhi Becton is probably not going to want to leave the Philadelphia Eagles after this year because he's just saying, man, it's way too good right now to leave and go somewhere else. I can't get my ego going and ask for more money. I can ask, obviously, you're going to get paid more money, but I can't ask for more money so much as the biggest contract. I got to really be with the family that really took, coached me up the right way, treated me as a human being, not like it's full being a business. But man, from the start of training camp, from the start of OTAs, Mekhi Becton has looked absolutely fantastic from his pulling, from just the physicality. He's honestly oversized as a guard, but to be honest with you, it's perfect. Look what they've done with him so far. I'm foaming out the mouth because of this. So it's just, I mean, look at that. I love watching him deplete people. It's the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing. And wow, what a signing this was. And so far through one game, he's done really well. I was a little suspect of Mekhi Becton's pass protection because I thought in camp and in the preseason games he did get pushed back a little bit. I think as his run blocking went, I think it was A+. Like his pass protection, I thought, but it seems like he's just gotten better. Like I think there was one time I saw him in preseason, he was getting pushed back like crazy. And then McKee or one of the other quarterbacks almost got sacked on that play. But I thought Yeah, he looks really good. Lane Johnson said good things about him. And look, knocks a guy down the ground and just lands his whole body on him so he can't get up. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what he does. And that is Mekhi Becton, man. I don't think any Jet fans thought he would have done anything in Philadelphia. Now seeing that he's actually playing well at right guard. And not only that, but Mekhi Becton, like I said, has been the backup for every position besides center at this point and maybe left guard. Left tackle, right guard, right tackle. He's pretty much been the prime backup when he first got here and then really started. Now, I don't even know if Tyler Steen even had a chance. Take Tyler Steen's injuries away. I don't think Tyler Steen could beat him, to be honest with you. I don't think so. Trevor Keegan needs another year, but as of right now, Mekhi Becton, your offensive line is going to be set. You re-sign Mekhi Becton and then have, Lane Johnson retires in a couple years. You have, Trevor Keegan and Tyler Steen probably going to be in another, another competition against each other in the near future. So I know we shouldn't be talking about another year, but I'm just saying like what this could turn into. And Mekhi Becton has been shining bright. And man, it's almost making me want to get his jersey if he signs long-term because I feel like he's the happiest camper of all with a new team, new jersey, and a new family behind it with a culture that seems like every new player that comes to Philadelphia loves the culture and wants to stay in Philadelphia. And you don't get much loyalty in the NFL. And this team, some players have shown a lot of loyalty towards their pay for other players, towards themselves, and trying to get the team better before before feeding the mouths of themselves. I mean, it's absolutely insane. So that's what I want to talk about today regarding Mekhi Becton and Zack Baun, two players that have really shown a lot since the beginning of camp, OTAs, really back then of this offseason. And I honestly can't wait to see more of the near future. We're obviously going to be going over more players throughout the week because I think some of this is very exciting. So let me know what you guys think about Zack Baun, Mekhi Becton. Do you think the Eagles should sign Zack Baun as early as possible? And I don't think Devin White is going to be – I think Devin White's going to be a good player here, but Nakobe Dean is starting to shine a little bit. And I'm going to see what happens this weekend. We're really going into our second week of week 2 to see if Devin White comes in for Nakobe Dean. And, there's going to be some changes to this defense this week. There might not be, but there definitely is in the secondary. So it's going to be an interesting thing to look out for. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day. And make sure you like the video because it helps out. It helps the channel out tremendously. And yeah, this video is sponsored by BetUS. Get it. 150% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 with promo code YouTube150. Click the link in the description, okay? And start betting and start winning right now because the Eagles are going to win you a lot of money. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.